We need a leader who makes big, bold,
brave
choices. Someone who isn't afraid of progress. That's why I'm running for president. And it's why I'm asking you for your support. Our anthem asks a question, forcing every generation to make a choice. Will Brave win?
New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand making her presidential bid official in a kickoff video released moments ago. Her video ends with an invitation to join her at Trump International in New York City for her first major speech of the campaign next weekend. Let's bring in now Democratic strategist Bishop Garrison, co-founder of the Joseph Rainey Center for Public Policy, and Republican strategist Brian Darling, founder and president of Liberty Government Affairs. Bishop, what stands out to you about Gillibrand's rollout this morning?
Well, thank you for having me. She's going to be yet another voice, a very strong one in terms of the type of progressive values that voters want to see right now from the left. I think that her record speaks for itself on the Hill. She's going to be a tremendous leader. You have a lot of great staffers that think the world of her. You have a lot of her constituency that really want to see her be a leader and be a representative that can really not only just take on Donald Trump, but help to reemphasize what true American values are internationally as well.
Brian, what do you make of Gillibrand's references to President Trump in that video and in her plans for that major speech next weekend?
Well, Democrats obviously want somebody who's going to be tough and fight back against President Trump. But I think that if you're a Democrat, you're worried that Senator Gillibrand is going to be Hillary 2.0. And one of her biggest problems is that she's kind of running right into the same problem that other candidates have. She's running to the platform of democratic socialism. She supports a Green New Deal. She supports all of these policies that the left has gravitated towards, which means that she's not going to be unique in this race, and that may be a problem. I mean, you have all the candidates gravitating to this far left-wing agenda that doesn't allow them to distinguish themselves and to be different. They all sound a lot alike right now.
Well, if I could add, though,
sure.
Brian, she's fought incredibly fiercely for sexual assault victims, particularly in the military, and to see true reform. She's done that for years now, honestly, to the consternation at times of many senior officials. So I think that in and of itself is a good starting point for her. But again, you bring these values up as socialist values, and I can tell you the American people care about the environment. They care about health care. They care about tax reform. They care about having $1 trillion hole in the budget right now due to this administration's actions. So I don't think that's socialist. I think it's people wanting real change.
And Bishop, well, it will be $2 trillion if liberal Democrats have their way. But I will give Senator Gillibrand credit. She has worked across the aisle with senators like my former boss, Senator Rand Paul, on the military sexual harassment issue. So maybe she will be able to distinguish herself. But I worry, again, that the gravitation towards this far left-wing agenda is not going to help the Democrats.
All right, I want to talk about someone else who might be running here. Bishop, another key Democrat, closer than ever to announcing, of course, we're talking about a former VP.
They're always closer
than
ever.
But no one closer than former Vice President Joe Biden. Listen to what he had to say yesterday.
I know I get criticized. I'm told I get criticized by the new left. I have the most progressive record of anybody running for the United States. If anybody who would run. I didn't mean. With anybody who would run.
What do you think, Bishop? Freudian slip there?
It remains to be seen. Again, just like I said last week, if the vice president decides to enter into this race, I think he's an incredibly compelling candidate based off of everything he's done across the board for people across the aisle. And for the past 8 years and his previous experiences as a leader in the Senate, you clearly have an individual who has a record that he can really point to and show individuals how strong he is for the type of values that our voters want to see.
Do you agree that he would that he is the most progressive person that would be maybe kind of running?
I think that's why we have debates. I think there's going to be a lot of conversation around that. I think it's definitely not outside of the realm of possibility, given a lot of what he's done and helped to accomplish. He helped to accomplish the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He helped to pass Obamacare. He helped to put in a lot of efforts around climate regulation that people really enjoyed. So I don't doubt what the vice president is saying. I just think that that's a good reason why we have these types of thorough debates. You're going to have a dozen debates on the Democratic side that are really going to get to the heart of that issue.
And Brian, real quick, I wanted to talk to you about political. They said in an article that behind closed doors, the president has fixated on Biden, while top aides have tried to assure their boss that the former vice president is doomed, pointing to his centrism as the issue. Do you think they are writing off Joe Biden too easily? How worried should they be about Joe Biden?
Well, they should be worried if he gets a nomination, but the staffers may be right that the party, there's no room for moderates in the party. Look what happened to Howard Schultz. He had to go and run as an independent. He's clearly a centrist Democrat. Is this Democratic Party, do they have room for centrist establishment Democrats? We'll find out. We'll see if Joe Biden can do well as this process moves forward.
All right.
Howard Schultz is not a Democrat, by the way.
We're going to have to take this up.
He was one.
We're going to have to take this up another time, gentlemen. Brian Darling, Bishop Garrison, thank you for joining us.
Thanks.